The advantages that Thunder Creek brings to us and our customers is not only is it a great quality product, it's a great looking product for years. We are a rental company that specializes in storage and dispensing for flammable fluids, especially diesel, gasoline, and aviation fuels. Originally we worked in the power generation industry, and we saw there was a huge need for temporary fueling specifically for temporary power projects, and there really wasn't a good provider, all-around provider. So we specialize in the bulk tanks, and then we have added in mobile with the help of Thunder Creek. We started originally into some large national accounts, had projects spotted throughout the country, and we worked to support those projects, and then our name kind of got spread around the industry that we were an option for these companies that before didn't really have much of an option. The options people have other than renting a fuel tank would be to have a fuel delivery either daily or multiple times a day. You're relying completely on the fuel vendor or the fuel provider. You can't rely 100% on that. Truck breaks down, guy gets stuck in traffic, generator goes down, there's big problems. What we do is we come in and say, why don't you have more supply on the site, whether it's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, even a week supply, so that you only have to have a tanker show up to fill up it once a week. As we got into the construction world, there was requests for the small tanks to be deployed around the site, and then they have the large tanks as a bulk fueling point. Now we are adding mobile fueling, so essentially instead of tying up a piece of equipment, carrying that tank around, now you can just tow it around the site. Some of the job sites we're dealing with they might be 20 minutes across, they could be 2 hours across the site, from one end of the site to the other. So they might have one fueling point or they might have several. You're not gonna drive an excavator, you're not gonna drive a crane to go to that fueling point every time. You need something to take the fuel to the equipment from there. We all know that in today's day and age, it's hard to get employees, let alone to get specialized employees with CDL and hazmat endorsement, which is a huge hurdle that they don't have there anymore. Another huge advantage to Thunder Creek is everything is accessible from the ground. So it's a huge health and safety benefit for our customers. A lot of sites nowadays are requiring to be tied off as soon as you're on top of anything, and that's just a huge inconvenience. Everything is very user-friendly on the tank, and it's built to be in extreme environments, and it's built to last a very long time. A lot of other companies in this space, they cut a lot of corners to save costs, but doesn't necessarily pay in the long run. A lot of construction companies are doing wet hosing, they call it, where the fuel truck will drive around the site and fuel up each individual piece of equipment, which works great, except when the driver doesn't show up, they miss a piece of equipment. If our customers are able to put a bulk tank on the site, they can take advantage of the cost savings, because wet hosing is extremely expensive. So they save a tremendous amount of money right up front by buying the fuel in bulk. And then they can control their own fueling by utilizing the Thunder Creek trailers to fill off of the bulk tank, and then use their own drivers, which are a lot more cost effective than using your fuel provider's drivers. A benefit a customer sees to renting a tank versus owning it is they don't have to go through the process of purchasing the equipment through their own company. Instead, they can just expense it. So it's a whole lot easier. The construction company doesn't have to worry about the maintenance. Something happens with it, we send out service techs to go fix it. We maintain it. If the pump goes bad, we replace the pump. We cover all that cost. So it's a fixed cost for the construction company. They know that when they're bidding that project, the fuel rental is going to cost X amount per month, and that's a fixed cost. A lot of times construction companies are awarded a project and expected to start extremely quickly. Lead times for systems can range anywhere from 6 weeks to a year, and we can deliver anywhere from next day to 2 weeks out. It lets our customers take the fueling more into their own hands, not so much relying on their fuel provider.